All right, guys, welcome to First and Goal. I'm your host, Flav Oriana, brought to you by Four Corner Sports. All right, guys, so we got breaking news in the NFL. Finally, we have a signing, all right, with a major quarterback. Finally, this deal gets done. Finally, Jerry Jones gets it done. Yes, I said it. Dak Prescott has signed an extension. Well, not really an extension, but he has signed a deal with the Dallas Cowboys, and this is major, right? Major. You know why? Because didn't I say in the last video that Russell Wilson, said that he was considering if he was going to get traded, one of the four teams that he wanted to get traded to was the Dallas Cowboys. Well, now you can cross that team off the list because they had officially now signed Dak Prescott to a 4-year deal. Yes, I'm going to take out my phone right now, right? And Cowboys are giving Dak Prescott a 4-year deal worth $160 million, including a record $126 million guaranteed money, all right? This is Adam Schefter that broke this report. And the first 3 years are averaging around $42 million. Oh my. $42 million averaging for the first 3 years annually, right? Plus, he lives in the great state of Texas, so there is no state income taxes that comes in. All right, they're one of the 9 states that don't have state income taxes. All right, there were reports that J.J. Watt signed in Arizona because he wanted to maximize as much money, and that we don't blame him. Get that bag because you don't know how much longer you're going to be able to play with his injury history. Dak Prescott last year was out, all right, broke his ankle, was done for the season, wasn't even sure. We were ridiculing Jerry Jones. Why didn't you give Dak Prescott an extension? Why? All right, 1 year ago breaks his ankle. Now to this day, on March 8th, all right, I know it's March 9th, but on March 8th, signs a 4-year deal, right? Changes his life, all right? Generational type of money. 4 years, $160 million. That's phenomenal right there. But what the most important part is that he got $126 million guaranteed. All right. And the Cowboys were forced, all right? They were forced to give him this type of money, all right? Because they knew that franchise has not won in I want to say what, since 95, and we're in 2021. Man, congratulations, Dak Prescott. I salute you, my friend. All right, now you have to produce. All right, you got this money, you have to produce. All right, you can't be one of these players that gets this amount of money, all right, and doesn't produce or doesn't improve. All right, you got in the Cowboys consistently into the playoffs, won the NFC East. Granted, I know many people say it's the NFC least, but you know what? He got drafted there, all right, and he can't help out on the way that his layout of the other NFC East teams are constructed. All right, it's not his fault that the Giants have looked bad. All right, Daniel Jones, in my opinion, doesn't look that great of a quarterback. All right, it's not his fault that the Eagles had that whole mess with Carson Wentz, right, and they had to trade him to Indy, right, because they had no choice at that point. This guy wanted out, was upset that Jalen Hurts was starting over him, was upset that Jalen Hurts got drafted in the second round last year. So the writing on the wall, wanted out. Dak Prescott, you put him in this division, all right, it seems like it's going to be him and the Washington football team. The Washington football team looks like they're going to move Taylor Heineke in the starting role, and they're going to go on forward with him. And Dak Prescott, if he's able to return back to normal, or as close as possible to normal, all right, we should be able to see the Cowboys consistently win the NFC East and being at least granted one home playoff game. But he has to do better than that. He has to at least get to at least the NFC Championship game, something that they have not gone to in, I want to say, 2 decades. All right, so if Dak Prescott can get them to the NFC Championship game, that is a huge improvement. All right, he has weapons. He has CeeDee Lamb. He has Amari Cooper. He has Michael Gallup. All right. he has Ezekiel Elliott in the backfield. Now, what is it that the Cowboys need to do? Improve on? Well, now they got to improve that defense, right? Now they got to, have edge rushers, right? They got to have linebackers. They got to have, what's it called, quarterbacks that can actually get an interception, all right? Can create a turnover, all right? Cause disruption, all right? The Cowboys, did what they had to do. It was mandatory that they were mandated at that point to re-sign Dak Prescott, because you know what? Would have it been worth it to give up 3 first-round draft picks, and that's just to even start the conversation, 3 first-round draft picks and maybe an additional second, a possible third-round pick for Russell Wilson? That would have depleted your future right there. And yes, even though Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott and relatively cheaper, all right, by all means, I mean, you saved yourself from, damaging your future if that trade doesn't go well for you, all right? Well, they did the right thing. They re-signed Dak Prescott. They gave him his money. They gave him a lot of guaranteed money into that, right? The majority is guaranteed. So what do they do next? Like I just said before, they need to reamp that defense. But congratulations to Dak Prescott. As for Russell Wilson, all right, you can cross one of those teams off that list. Now it's the Bears, the Raiders, and the Saints. If I'm him, I said in a previous video, I think he should go to the Saints. I know I said the Cowboys, but if not that the Cowboys signed Prescott, the Saints look like the best option for him. If Breeze does retire, look out, guys. I wouldn't be shocked if New Orleans goes all in on trying to trade for Russell Wilson so they can get over the hump and get into the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. All right. Sean Payton and Russell Wilson sounds pretty dynamic to me. You also have Alvin Kamara in the backfield. You also have Michael Thomas as your number 1 wide receiver. Emmanuel Sanders, he can block. All right. You got a list of weapons when it comes to New Orleans. And that defense led by Cam Jordan with Marshawn Lattimore, all right, in the cornerback position. I love that so much. I would love to see Russell Wilson in New Orleans if he decides to get traded out of Seattle. If he says I want out, all right. But getting back to Dak Prescott, job well done. Now you have to execute. Now you have to prove that just getting to the NFC, winning the NFC East has to be the minimum requirement from here on moving forward. All right. Well, that covers everything, guys. I mean, that covers everything that I wanted to talk on First and Goal. All right. And if you reached this part of the video, please hit that like and subscribe button. I will see you guys next time. Peace, guys.